Can everybody see that?
Yes, we can see that.
Okay, great. So, thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Ty Lash. I'm the city manager here at Bel Aire, and I've been here for 15 years. So, been able to see quite a bit of growth, and I'm happy to take this opportunity to share what's been happening in Bel Aire and why life's better on the edge, which is our slogan. So as you can see, we border Wichita. We have, as many cities do, have some jagged lines that divide us from other communities, but primarily on the south and the west side of Bel Aire is city of Wichita. Then we move on the north side, we touch Keachai, and then we've got a natural growth in the county north and to the east. And you can see we go from Oliver all the way over to 127th Street north to K254 is basically our boundaries and growth area. So just some fast facts about Bel Aire. We just celebrated our 40th anniversary last year, so we're a relatively new city compared to a lot of cities that have been around since the 1800s. But we've grown quite a bit. We're currently at 8,300 residents. We've got about 3,200 utility customers. One of the fastest growing cities in Sedgwick County. You can see we're averaging about 100 new homes a year. We just moved into last year the 4th largest city in Sedgwick County. And of course, we have been one of the safest cities in Kansas over the last several years that we're proud of. Just to show, our assessed valuation has grown extensively, and in fact in 2020 we were up 10% on our assessed valuation. Now a lot of that is due to new growth, as I said, those new homes that are being constructed annually, and then we've had some industrial growth, and we've got IRBs that are coming onto the tax rolls that account for that. We did a 2018 master growth plan. We worked with PEC and LK to develop that, and you can see most of our new growth is to the east and to the north, and we've kind of identified what those new areas are going to look like. Mostly it will be residential. That's where most of our growth has come, but we've got a very large tract that's for industrial purposes, and I'll talk about a little bit down the road. So how does that break down? About 40% is residential. You can see commercial is very small for us. We've got quite a bit of industrial property that's available and that we're using. Institutional is pretty large. We've got a Catholic Care Center here. We've got some schools here that account for a good portion of that. And then about 10% we use for parks and recreation. So the great thing about Bel Aire and what we like to share with people that are looking for Bel Aire is we're really close to a lot of amenities that the Metro has to offer. You can see there's a lot of grocery stores around. With our transportation system, we can get to the zoo or downtown, WSU, all within a short driving distance. And for us to get to the west side, the North Junction is very important for us, and that's why we've been very supportive of the improvements that need to be done there, because that is our main way that we get to the zoo and to the west side of town. As I said, we have a number of schools. So Bel Aire, over half of our city limits are in USD 259. But we also are in a Circle School District, which is 375. And so as a lot of communities, one side of the road may go to Circle and the other side 259. That's the way it was divided years and years ago. We do have a couple private schools, parochial schools. Sunrise Christian Academy is here. If you follow high school basketball, they're always very, very good. And in fact, they played for a national championship this year. They didn't win. And then, of course, we have Resurrection Catholic School, which is a K-8 that's located in Bel Aire. So our biggest project that we're partnering with WAMPO on is our Woodlawn Expansion. And basically that is from 37th Street north to 45th Street. The MKEC was our design engineers on that, and Garver Engineering is doing the inspections. From 37th to the railroad tracks will be a 5-lane. We do have some commercial and retail along there that this will help a lot. If you've been on Woodlawn up to 37th, you see that you'll see that it's a 5-lane. Once we cross the railroad tracks, we'll go to a 3-lane, and that will go all the way up to 45th Street and include the intersection of 45th reconstruction. The great thing is that we're being able to put sidewalks and bike paths in there and such, which we have a lot of people that head down to like the North Y and such so that can utilize that walking path. And then we've got a big park, Bel Aire Park is right along there as well. So we'll be putting a cross light there for citizens to get across Woodlawn once that's completed. Another big project that we're currently working on, we're partnering with Sedgwick County to get some type of interchange along K254. If you've heard, accidents are prevalent along 254. A lot of deaths occur because of the intersections at Greenwich, Rock, and Webb, and then of course going on into Butler County, there's additional ones, and Circle School District is in Towanda. And so they have some concerns as well. But currently we're working with Sedgwick County to look at a study this year for either Webb or Greenwich to put an interchange in there. It's currently supported by the city of Wichita, of course, Sedgwick County, and the South Central Kansas Transportation Coalition is on their top priority as well. So we're going to work on getting that put together for KDOT's next transportation plan. Streets and connectivity is very important for us, and with all that growth that's taking place, we're looking at some needed improvements. We're going to be working with WAMPO hopefully to get on some future projects. 45th Street from Oliver to Rock is getting a lot of traffic on it. We've got 2 schools along there now and a number of new subdivisions. 53rd Street as well. Woodlawn, we need to continue that, clear up to 254 because at 45th it'll be a 2-lane. Webb Road from 254 to 45th Street is currently a 4-lane, and we'll need to work on keeping that up. And of course, Greenwich is really growing in Wichita with Greenwich Place over there at K96. And as you head north, it ends up just past Greenwich Place going to a 2-lane, but there's a school there, and that will need to be something that we in the county in Wichita look at for future. So this is a map of showing all the new subdivisions that are going in Bel Aire. And you can see most of them are along 53rd Street. That's where our growth is. And a lot of our growth is where our open ground is, and that's is east of Rock over to Webb. We also have 2 industrial sites that I'll share a little bit about. So here we're looking at 53rd Street from Oliver to Woodlawn. Currently it's a 2-lane. It's in need of repair. It was put in as asphalt years ago, and it's falling apart like most people have with old asphalt roads. But we've got a Homestead Senior Living apartment complex that's going to be going in there at Oliver and 53rd Street. We've got 2 other developments that are between Oliver and Woodlawn that you can see that are currently under construction in phase 1 of both of those. And I think there's each development has anywhere from 50 to 150 lots available. As we head farther between going from Oliver to Rock Road, you'll see there's a landing, villas at Prestwick's on Rock Road, Elk Elk Creek courtyards, so that's between Woodlawn and Rock Road. We also have Isley, which is a grade school, USD 259 grade school there at Woodlawn and 53rd. As we continue moving to the east at Rock Road, we've got Rock Springs. On the north side, we've got the Northeast Magnet High School, which provides a lot of traffic. I think they average about 80 buses a day go in and out of there, and they'll utilize Rock Road and 53rd and go up to 254 as well. And then as we're heading, continuing along Rock, there's a picture of the Northeast Magnet. We've got some duplexes and some apartments in there at Rock and 53rd Street. Then as we get over to, well, that says Oliver, but it's actually Webb Road at 53rd is our Sunflower Commerce Park. And what you're looking at here is phase 1. And we actually broke ground on this in 2012 with 130 acres. And currently we have left 30 acres that have rail access. There's a siding along there, and it's a UP rail line. That goes up to El Dorado. And then we have 25 acres left that's available for development. So that's been pretty successful on the phase 1 of that. Some of the companies that are in there, the newest is Clinic in a Can. And that was a pretty neat, it's been in the Business Journal and such, where they take shipping containers and make them into dentist's office, doctor's offices and stuff that they can ship anywhere in the U.S. And or overseas as well. We've got Bootsy Unichem, Next Level Hoops, which is a indoor, they do indoor soccer, but primarily it's basketball and volleyball. And they average about 50,000 participants a year there. We have FedEx is a major company, and another one that needs to have the interchange at 254. And then Empire Wall, and you've probably heard of SCED, South Central Kansas Economic Development District. They have their headquarters there, so we're happy to have them in Bel Aire. So on the north side of 53rd, this is phase 2, and it's 250 acres roughly. Currently we have Epic Sports, which is an online sports apparel company that has about 20 acres. The 90 acres at the corner of Greenwich and 53rd is under contract with Occidental, and they're looking at doing an industrial site there. And then we have another 100 acres that's also available for sale. The interesting thing that we did was we looked at our Commerce Park, because obviously it's a large size, and we wanted to see, how does that affect our region? And so what we did was we looked at the zip codes of all the people that work in Sunflower Commerce Park. There's over 600 employees that work there. Only 10% of them live in Bel Aire. The rest of them are traveling, and you can kind of see where they're coming from. But Andover, Augusta, Derby, El Dorado, Garden Plain, Goddard, Halstead, Hayesville, Keachai, Mays, Peck, Rose Hill, Sedgwick, Towanda, Valley Center, Whitewater, McPherson, Hutchinson. That's where they're all traveling from. So when we talk about regionalism and WAMPO and the transportation, there's a prime reason that it's important, because of all of the people that are traveling to our industrial park to work. So the other industrial park that we have is Bel Aire Industrial Park, and it's at the corner of 45th and Webb, and that's owned by the Michaelises. And currently there is Wickham Glass, and then we worked with the Michaelises to put in two spec buildings that you can see in the picture, and they're not full yet, but we have a few companies in there that are utilizing that. And some of the companies are wash my windows, radical bubbles, which has nothing to do with bubbles. It's about blinds and window blinds. And then there's one-on-one mobility, but again, they have additional space to lease out. The next big project that we're pretty excited about, this is the corner of 45th and Rock Road, no, I'm sorry, 53rd and Rock Road. So you'll see in that left picture where City Hall's at. So there's open space across from City Hall. It's about 28 acres. And we currently have that under contract with a developer. And so that will be a mixed use. There'll be some residential and retail that's going in there. And as part of that, the city is committed to build a park, a main gathering space. And again, that's another issue that we're running into with all this development. Our streets need to be expanded primarily at Rock and 53rd for this project. Included in there is going to be a large open area for open air concerts. Phase 3 would have a pavilion, and then we'll have a splash pad and a playground equipment and a walking path and all those kind of things, which is pretty exciting for Bel Aire because, like a lot of cities, we really don't have a downtown, and so that's what we're trying to create here, is a downtown for our community and a gathering place for our community. So the last thing that I wanted to cover is we received assistance from WAMPO in 2019. We created a pedestrian and bicycle plan. So you can see that we're trying to bring the city together. Currently 37th Street between Oliver and Rock is completed. And then with the Woodlawn expansion from 45th to 37th will be completed. And then that will tie us into Wichita and their bike paths. But we've got a long way to go, like most communities, but it's great that we're making some progress with that. So hopefully that gives you an idea of the growth that's occurring in Bel Aire, the needs that we have transportational wise, and the reason that we're going to be coming to WAMPO for additional funds so that we can continue growing and being the best city on the edge.
Well, Ty, thank you very much for that update. We've